you have any questions, please go to the right-hand side on the Go To Webinar Control panel. Please ask any questions, and we'll get back to you via email after the webinar. Second, I would like to thank Maggie Hammett, our lead technology underwriter here at Stuckey, for presenting today. So about Stuckey & Company, we are an MGA, and we provide our independent insurance agents and brokers with innovative insurance programs and service that they need to ensure long-term growth and success. As of today, Stuckey has 9 specialty insurance programs for our agents and completed 27 successful years in the business here in 2018, while serving over 9,000 licensed independent agencies and over 200,000 customers, and providing excellent service from our 151 promise. We create niche specialty insurance programs for our licensed agents, and we also do everything from underwriting the risk, rating, quoting, binding, policy issuance, endorsements and change requests, the renewal issuance, invoicing and billing, reporting, systems integration, claims, marketing, and training, such as this webinar today. Here are 8 of our specialty insurance programs we offer to our agents. First, we have SafetyTek, our technology E&O insurance program, which we'll go on to discuss a little further here shortly. Next, we have Aspire A&E for architects and engineers, Arbor Guard for marinas and boat dealers, miscellaneous professional liability, which includes over 320 classes in MPL, Element, our green energy industry. Then, of course, we have our personal lines, which includes home, personal auto, boat, renters, high-value home, just to name a few. Then we have our commercial lines, which includes BOP, work comp, commercial auto, bonds, and more. And then lastly, we have our surplus lines markets for any risk that falls outside of our underwriting guidelines. So now I'd like to pass it over to Maggie Hammond, our lead technology underwriter, and she would like to go into further detail about our SafetyTek expansion. Maggie?
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, everyone, for joining today and attending the webinar and showing your interest in the SafetyTek E&O. I hope a lot of the webinars we provide are key points for you and a little bit of training and kind of let you learn what our coverage is about. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. I noticed some agents that I work with on a regular basis are signed up, and I appreciate you attending today. For your new agents here, I'll just let you know at Stuckey & Company, we have over 20 years of underwriting technology professionals. I have personally been doing this for 18 years, and I've actually been in the technology professional liability department the entire time. We have experience in all aspects of professional risk. We also realize that some of the firms, technology firms that you may be working with, they don't simply offer technology services, and we get that here. We also have a great understanding of contracts that are obtained by your technology clients, requirements for the professional liability. We now have cyber as a new hot topic, the data breach, GL, and we're used to reviewing contracts to help our agents kind of guide through what is required in getting you to the right markets. And just in-house authority, we have on the program up to $25 million in revenue, and we can do up to $5 million limits on the professional liability. So for some of you that were not able to attend some of the previous webinars, I just wanted to give you kind of a recap, just really quick. One of the first webinars I did was I covered the key definitions of technology E&O. What is technology E&O? What's considered a technology E&O exposure? There's different reporting forms, claims made versus occurrence. We have several insuring agreements on our forms. We have key dates, effective date, expiration date, and of course, retro date, very important. We also went over who is an insured, as our policy will cover not just insured directors, officers, but also subcontractors and contractors, independent contractors that may be hired to either supplement and complete a project or a task, but maybe they use on a regular basis, or maybe they outsource to them. Those are some of the definitions that are included on the Tech E&O. And of course, something that I feel is important is knowing the difference between a deductible versus a retention. There is a little bit of a difference, and I think insureds, don't find that out until a claim happens. And the difference between the two, of course, is how the carrier is going to respond or when they begin responding on a claim scenario. So we also covered what defines a technology product and service. I'll just hit on a few of these below. What I provided here was kind of a quick recap of what we consider a technology service, technology project management, consulting, programming, database services, outsourcing, web services being design and hosting. Content development is also included in a technology service. And then, of course, the big one, the security, computer or telecommunications hardware installation and repair. Network services is also listed in our policy form as being a tech service. And then you get into what a technology product is, which I think a lot of us are familiar with, just the computer hardware and software, network server, integrated circuits, memory chips, and then this would also include, as far as under the product, design, development, sale, repair, and even the maintenance of a said product. Then we started to lay out definitions in the SafetyTek E&O form. We had kind of talked about insuring agreements. So the first insuring agreement is, of course, the Tech E&O policy form and the products and service listed under there. Then we decided to add an enhancement, which is the multiple insuring agreement with the data breach coverage. And just to give you a quick glimpse of what that covers is the electronic media activities, advertising, intellectual property infringement, which would kind of fall back on your content that you're developing, electronic content. We have a section that's network operations security, which is the privacy regulations, unauthorized access and use. And this is for the insured computer systems. So keep in mind when we're talking about the network and the next little section, data breach fund, this is first party coverage. So we actually, maybe 8 months to a year ago, we added the data breach fund where it provides the notification expense, credit monitoring, and the forensic investigation that would come along with a particular breach and finding out how it happened. It also would cover things like hiring someone to build back your brand up. Once a breach happens, we all know you kind of get a bad rap. So we do public relations. That's what the breach fund would be afforded to for things like that. So these webinars can actually be found on YouTube. Dwight Stuckey has a channel set up, or feel free to contact me after the webinar, or Tyler or I can go ahead and send you a link to some of the prior webinars, and you can get a refresher course or maybe catch up to speed on some of these. I kind of do webinars throughout the year to kind of do refreshers and get the SafetyTek and Stuckey and Company back in front of some of our agents and pinpoint some of the fantastic coverages that we do offer and some of the things that will make us stand out. So today, we'll jump right into what we're going to discuss today. Today is over the SafetyTek Expansion. Also, if you've noticed on some of our quotes, we consider a SafetyTek bundle. And we're going to go over the following today: defense costs outside the limits, first dollar defense, contractual liability, innocent insured, management consulting, telecommunication services, and information staffing and placement. Just to let you know, this is being recorded, and again, we will send you via email a follow-up that will give you this link so that you can, if you were not able to attend today, you will have a chance to go back and listen and kind of review what we're offering under the SafetyTek Expansion. So let's go into offering some broader coverages, and this is what makes the SafetyTek stand out. The one thing I've noticed is the defense costs outside the limits. A lot of forms don't cover that. Some don't even offer the buyback. And defense costs outside the limits is just defense costs with respect to a claim or a suit that shall not be paid or deducted from the applicable limits of liability. So that's a great enhancement. We have the first dollar defense that's also included, where the deductible shall not apply to defense costs. And then we have a contractual liability wording, where the breach implied actual contract, warranty, and guarantee is or promise assumed by the insured unless, of course, a liability would have attached to the insured, even in the absence of such contract. So along with broader coverage, we define innocent insured, which covers the named insured for rogue employees, which in my opinion, this is also something very important for maybe larger companies where a rogue employee, would feel the need to create some type of virus and send it through via email to some of the clients, which would cause a rogue employee or partner and cause damage. As long as the named insured did not participate or have the knowledge of the such fraud or malicious act, that is picked up on the SafetyTek expansion. On the SafetyTek, we also cover the unauthorized access, which is the gaining of a computer system by an authorized person and also not just authorized, unauthorized person in a unauthorized manner. So that's kind of the key right there, where you have an authorized person doing, again, a malicious act. And the same thing for any unauthorized use. It does pick up the use of a computer system, unauthorized, but also by an authorized person doing some type of malicious act. So we want to go the extra mile as well. You never know, as I mentioned before, you never know when your technology client is going to be doing a little bit more than just a tech service. So we wanted to make sure we had them covered. The management consulting is listed here, which is defined as analyzing management operating problems associated with any particular goals of their clients' objectives, creating the policies, strategies, any administrative things, organizations, the functionality and the operating areas of the business. A lot of times I think management consulting companies are put on an MPL policy, and I think you'll find that the MPL policy kind of narrows down what maybe companies are doing. So we can kind of cover both sides, the tech side of the company and the management side. And then we put in the telecommunication services, which includes the switching service, dial tone access, competitive access provider, cellular, wireless communication, in call centers, and any telecommunication consulting services, which could be the cabling, internet, telephone service, broadband services. Voice is a big one that I've seen lately. And then we also include the information technology staffing and placement, which is the identification, appraisal, and placement of personnel into an employment role. Sometimes our insureds get a little bit confused. This IT staffing is more where you're actually going out and identifying someone to place in an employment role instead of just subcontracting out. The subcontracting part is included in the definition of insured on the policy form, and this is actually truly covers any staffing firm, and it would need to be related to the technology as long as they're placing staff personnel in a technology environment. So our last slide, I just wanted to share with you and cover some of the new things that we're doing. Some of them have already happened and we've launched. Others are upcoming enhancements that we're providing on the SafetyTek form. We are really making things happen here. One of the most recent for my product was the data breach extension. I don't know if many of you are familiar with that. We used to have just a limit of the $250,000. We now have higher increased limits where we can do the $500,000, million. Those can go higher. It's on a case-by-case scenario, and of course would need to be sent up to the carrier for approval. But I was very excited to finally see that we've got a true part of a cyber coverage that we finally have increased limits on. So that was exciting for me. We've had some other things that have come up. Tyler, I know, is working hard on CoverCore, a telecommunication platform. We're offering leads to our registered agents. So please, if you are a registered agent and you would like leads, we would love to work with you and provide you with some leads. We also do marketing material. And the last thing that we're working on, it has been approved, is a skinny bop that we're going to be adding to the SafetyTek professional liability form. It's been approved. We are now on our side implementing the rating, the forms on our system, and honestly, I hope we have that launched in the next month or two, if not sooner, working with Dwight. I know Tyler's been working very hard on the cover core and the agents I've recognized online with us. I appreciate you guys joining. So Tyler, did you want to point out anything on the cover core or the leads?
Yeah, sure. As Maggie mentioned, CoverCore is our new online platform for our agents and their customers. You can visit www.covercore.com to register as an agent. And so basically, as we look long term, we ultimately here at Stuckey want to bring customers to our agents. And CoverCore, it's currently in beta testing right now, as we recently did a soft launch of it. However, it's completely functional for your use. But we want to bring, obviously, prospects to our agents. So yes, we currently launched a micro-targeted lead program to continue to fuel the SafetyTek program. These leads are hyper-local, within 5 miles or less. Some are even coming in within 2 miles or less from your office location or designated location. And there's no cost for this limited time right now. So, with such a hot, growing tech industry, and our product is so competitive, the SafetyTek product, that we feel, these leads would be a great opportunity for our agents. Along with these leads, we're also providing, like Maggie said, a marketing material, which we'll be sending out, which includes a letter, a postcard, and an email. And this will introduce you, your agency, your contact information. We can also put your agency logo on there. It'll also introduce our product, SafetyTek, and then also invite that prospect to register in CoverCore, where you'll be assigned as their agent. So if anybody has any questions or if you're interested, please feel free to contact myself. You can email probably the best, tyler@stuckey.com. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tyler. I know we're always working on new things, and Tyler's been heading up the business relationship program, came in to Stuckey and Company, and he's actually brought on a lot of agents, so we appreciate Tyler, and he's doing a fantastic job, so I appreciate you, Tyler. So let's go ahead and open it up to any questions. Let's see, Tyler, if you'll click, let's see if we have anyone that has any questions. Sure, this first question is asking if I would define what I mean by a skinny bop. So when we add it to the text, it's going to be obviously someone that offers technology services. And let me also say some of these are being tweaked. I believe we have like up to 50,000 in content. It's just going to be very slim coverages as far as limits. So maybe contents are, you could offer 10,000 or 50,000, and I think we start out at 300 as far as the minimum premium goes. So it'll have some contents, general liability in there. And if you'd like, I can most certainly send you kind of what our ideas are. Again, it's being, defined by the carrier and approved by the carrier. We're getting the forms, which is something very important. We want to look at some of the forms that we're going to be offering, but I can most certainly get you more information on the skinny bop as well. So I'm excited about that. This will be kind of the first time we get to round out our professional liability product. Now that we have cyber on board and now to do a skinny bop, I'm super excited. So I hope all my agents are excited with me, and we'll get you information out when I can actually provide it in the follow-up email. So, okay, another question is it a standalone or an addition to the SafetyTek? It is an addition to the technology E&O product already. We, at this point, don't have it, the skinny bop, as a standalone. It's something that they actually created for our form. They've had to revise declarations pages, coverage forms, so that it actually makes sense because it will be attached to the professional liability. However, of course, if you need a BOP or GL, we do have markets for that in-house as well. We would be most certainly happy to run any type of quote if you want to send in a submission to Tyler or myself. So looks like we've answered everything, and if you think of something after the webinar, please feel free to send an email, phone call, would love to hear from you guys, and any input, any suggestions. We're always looking for new ideas. So let's show the last screen, Tyler, if you don't mind. We'll go ahead, and here's just our contact information for you. We'll provide it in the follow-up email as well. So we look forward to hearing from all of you. We have another webinar actually that's coming up in just a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and wind this one down. And glad everyone was able to attend, and we appreciate you taking time out of your busy days.
Yes, thank you so much.
You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.